This episode of Finding a Tori is brought to you by Wordleaf Media. The Finding a Tori podcast is looking for guests for our upcoming episodes. Are you or someone you know passionate about the TTRPG community and have a story to share? If so, contact us on our socials or reach out at wordleafmedia.com/findingatoria. And now back to your program.
Welcome back to Finding a Toria, and today we've got a bonus.
Woohoo!
Bonus episode.
And this is the first of many, and it is a monster comparison throughout the edition. Woo!
Yay! And Tori, for everyone who has not listened to other recent episodes, is still remote location,
Yes.
nondescript, undercover, not in studio.
No. I am at my, there is some air quotes here, desk, because I don't have a desk at my house.
You were at your personal work facility.
Oh yeah, my personal work. Yeah, the one that if Chuck wants to come sleep, then I have to move all of the things off the bed.
So what was your approach to this? Because the entire concept to me sounded like A, a lot of work, and B, would yield some really cool information and results. What was your undertaking for this?
Okay, so what I did was I worked smarter, not harder, because I was like, if I'm going to be doing this is a lot to write down. I made a chart that has editions listed, and I go through and I went through all of the ability scores, all of like the AC, hit points, actions, all that stuff. I made a chart and was able to put it plugged and chugged from, I have many monster manuals out with all on one monster to pull it up, so I have this all in one spot so I can look and see exactly where the change was made. Right?
Okay.
So now you're setting up, from a scientific standpoint, you've established your data sets on what you want to compare and what you want to track, right?
Right. And since my first one that I decided to do was Beholder, because that was, I swear, like the first monster that I saw that was like, oh, those are kind of cool. So that was the first one I did.
So once again, so you chose which monster?
Beholder.
Okay, that to me is significant because that's one of, I think, if you're going to do a Monster Rushmore, Rushmore, I'm really trying to push that too quickly. I'm sorry. a D&D Monster Mount Rushmore variation.
I want that. Now all I can do is picture that.
Chat.
A Monster Rushmore.
Who's on your Mount Rushmore of monsters?
A dragon.
Okay, yeah.
The Beholder.
That's all I was getting to. Is I think you're gonna be hard pressed to find a lot of lists that do not have Beholder on the Mount Rushmore.
Yeah,
it is one of the most iconic D&D monsters that a lot of people, if they think of D&D, I mean, obviously you think of dragons because duh.
It's right there.
Name.
It's right there in the name. But almost, I would say a 1A almost is the Beholder.
Yeah.
And I think it's one that's undergone one of the largest transformations over the course of time, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has, because I'll tell you what, the picture in the original monster manual.
Ooh. Okay, hold on.
Yeah, you know
the AD&D manual.
I'm just seeing. We need to put these pictures with like source notes, I think, so people can see them.
And we will. We're going to add these pictures. I've got it. So
I sent it to you guys too.
Are you AD&D monster manual?
Yeah.
Pegasus and Red Dragon on the front, Gygax?
Yeah.
So page 10 is your Beholder.
Yep. There it is.
Medusa head with an eye.
And it is.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
it's
It's
fuck.
done well. It's creepy as fuck. But there's also, if you go, Bird, go a few pages down to Eye of the Deep. So,
Right.
So even
the
as
thing
far
is-
back as AD&D 1, they had variants.
Right. And that's the thing is I went ahead and just did the standard because you have Beholder, you have Eye of the Deep, you have Spectator, you have Death Tyrant, you have Eye Tyrant, you have, there are tons of Beholders. I tried to stick to just the standard.
And keep, okay, and that's what I was going to say, because the project would kind of get unruly quickly if you were to try to track variant and variant updates.
Right.
Okay, so
Because
sticking with the base monster is, I think, a good parameter for your project for sure.
Because if not, because some of these exist in some editions, and some don't exist in others.
Do they
is
come
the
in?
thing.
Do they come in and out? Like it's in 1, but not in 2, and then it's in 4.
Okay, so Eye of the Deep shows up in 2,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
Death Tyrant, Spectator. Death Tyrant and Spectator are the ones in 5. 4 has Eye Tyrant, the Eye of Flame, and it's just those 2.
Okay,
That's
so
interesting.
quick question. Well, 2 things. First of all, I can't help but hear Spectator and think that it is a one-eyed potato variant of...
Okay, you ready
Is
for
it
a
a
little bit of
spectator?
lore? You ready for a little? Okay, so
Hit me with the lore.
number 1, Beholders, when they reproduce, they do it with their mind.
Oh,
Okay.
so
Just
any
like Sandra
physical
Bullock?
interaction or
And Sylvester Stallone.
They will dream of another Beholder.
it is
And
like
that-
Sandra Bullock and Sylvester Stallone.
It's straight out of Demolition Man, Bird. They don't be touching or nothing.
And it just shows up.
Sometimes it's like that.
But spectators are weird because spectators are one of the. In fact, one of these it says it's one of the loneliest monsters in D&D
Oh,
because spectators guard something specific. They don't go anywhere.
yes, and they're not necessarily they're not evil.
They're
No.
watching, they're observing.
Yeah.
They're observing and they are protecting something.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't get in their way, you're not gonna. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So can I ask the second question before we go a little bit further for those that might be on and listening to us and just not know, not be familiar? What are the traits, if you were asked to describe the Beholder to a non-initiated, what are you going to say are the ubiquitous out of all of their variations? How do you know that you're, from a GM seat, describe the Beholder?
It is a giant ball that is mostly one large eyeball and a huge mouth.
Yeah.
Around that, you have 10 eye sockets.
Biblical
And all of those
angel.
have eyes. It's basically. And all of those stalks all have eyes on them. Now, all of those eye stalks, those eyes have very different abilities. All of them have a spell that they can cast through that's inherent through the eye stalk, right?
Big floating eye with lots of
No,
little eyes that throws magic.
Right.
So
And a
if I'm
giant
right, and
giant
if I'm in the elevator with you and I'm getting the pitch right now, this is what I'm picking up. Magical eye stalks, big hungry mouth, gelatinous blob, massive eye.
Yep, creepy as fuck.
What would we? Okay, so creepy as fuck. What would we say is the general demeanor or the alignment or motivation of said creature? Once again, the
Evil.
base beholder. When we're walking into that thing, is he ever doing anything good?
No.
Up to shady shit, 100% of the time.
In fact, there's a Xanthars.
Yes.
Xanthar is a famous beholder.
Right. Runs a little operation.
Yep. And the thing about beholders they are paranoid. They do not like sharing power.
Okay.
They do not like sharing goods. They will use minions, but they don't trust anything.
Okay, so that's going to lend to that Xanthar NPC or that written character that a lot of people would know, and it also lends to the idea that you're not in an adventuring party going to chum it up with these guys. You're not going to bard your way past them. You're not going to find a common heroic purpose. They're up to no good.
Right.
Okay.
Your two options if you encounter a beholder is run.
What?
Or
run
away!
Or run.
And in all honesty, with the way you have to be, because that big main eye, and this is throughout all of the editions. That main eye is an anti-magic cone.
Anti-magic cone. So they are neutering.
If it is looking at you, you're not going to get a spell off.
Right. So you're neutering magic user in the party immediately with line of sight.
Immediately. So what I was looking at, almost for the first, so 1 through 4, it has 360 vision.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Okay. Is that because of all the eye stalks, or is it out of the one main eye?
It doesn't say.
Okay. All right.
But in those 4, it gives you 360 vision.
Sure.
It also gives you 120 feet of dark vision.
Okay.
So you're not sneaking up on bro.
No, you are not. You are not sneaking. That's why the best idea for these, they are ridiculously hard to kill.
What are you looking at for hit points?
Well, so in first edition, I got a 45 through 75.
Okay.
AD&D 45 through 75. Second edition AD&D 45 through 75. Here we go. Here's where it gets.
I was going to say
nasty.
by third, things started changing. I don't,
I have third edition. I don't have the third edition monster mage.
Okay, so
we don't have.
Okay.
But on fourth edition, that number is 900.
Right.
Holy.
Right. The entire combat metric changed.
It did, but that is still a gigantic jump.
But it is also, they're making them much more important.
Yeah.
Fifth edition, 19d10 plus 76.
Epic damage, yeah. Epic hit points.
2024, 20d10 plus 80.
Jeez.
Like, at fourth ed, these things became nasty. You do not want to get into it with them. So,
what are you going to find if I'm an adventurer and I know all of this about the beholder and they're offering me modest amount of gold, maybe they're going to wipe my slate clean with the local magistrate, but I get to keep everything that I find in the lair of this beast if I would just go and kill it with my party. How much does that incentivize me? Is this a treasure hoarding monster? Am I going to find things of value?
You probably will. I don't think it doesn't give me loot drops. That was the one thing I wasn't able to find.
Interesting.
You
Let
would
me
think
see.
with an exceptional intelligence that they would find value in something, or no
Probably
value.
like I'm betting money you would probably find some here. Hold on.
Well, and if it's an unknown or something that wasn't tracked, I was just being curious. Me,
And
It's not. It doesn't give you a loot drop.
gotcha.
how often are they acting on their own versus,
Oh,
hired?
they don't get okay. So the one thing is they're super paranoid. They don't trust anybody. So getting a beholder hired out is pretty rare if you think about it.
So they're going to take the role of a BBG in a lot of interactions.
Right. And most of the time they're aberrations. So these things don't just they don't breed. They just kind of spring into existence.
Yeah,
from
and what would be their motivation? Like if you were a DM trying to put a beholder as a BBEG, what's the motivation for the beholder to take on that role?
greed and power.
Okay.
So
Greed and power.
I found a little something if I can add to, if you don't
Here,
mind,
go.
Bird. And you'll have to bear with me. So in second ed, it gives treasure type lists.
Oh, does it? Okay.
As I, S, and T. And if I go to the treasure types index in the
tables.
back, Gygax got the fuck off with this one, dude. This is gorgeous. So your top row is thousands of copper. Your columns, I'm sorry, are thousands of copper, thousands of silver, thousands of electrum, thousands of gold, thousands of platinum, gems, jewelry, maps, or magic. If you go down to the I treasure type, it is nil all the way to hundreds of platinum. And at hundreds of platinum, you have a 30% chance of finding 3 through 18. You have a 55% chance of finding 2 through 20 gems, and a 50% chance of finding 1 through 1d12 pieces of jewelry.
They were rewarding the players for defeating a challenging foe.
Right. And
with nice treasure drops.
It really is. And the further you go down, the S and the T you're getting to magic scrolls at this point in time. You've got potions. So this is an exceptionally intelligent creature that's going to possess, I would think, some pretty substantial loot.
Right. And I'm thinking there's probably going to be hellified magic items, in all honesty.
Mm-hmm.
They are greedy.
Right. And your Xanthar's example is as good as any. Is you've got a magical item, rare item, hoarding underworld boss.
So I know now in 5e, a lot of people, and I'm not certain when the transition happened, but a lot of people have moved to moving up levels based on milestone rather than experience points. However, some people still use experience points. What kind of experience points are we getting for these across the versions?
Okay, hold on. Let me see what his challenge rating is. Why is this not giving me a challenge rating? Usually they give you, CR 13.
Okay.
What does that equate to for people listening?
That's pretty high.
Right. That's up there on the scale. You're going to have.
Right. Okay, so a Death Tyrant, which is the Lich version, is a CR 14.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got variants that are higher.
Yeah, here, hold on. I'm going to look up dragons real quick.
Oh, yeah, for a nice comparison.
Right. So a ancient white dragon is a challenge 20.
Okay.
Okay. So once you get up into the CR 20, the wormlings are 4. Challenge rating 4, which is but adult reds, not ancient, but adult reds are 17. So we're inching closer to that dragon.
Right. So some comparables that I think are pretty cool at 13 that may be able to draw is if you're an adult brass or white dragon, that's a CR 13, a storm giant, a vampire, a rakshasa are all
Right.
CR 13. So you're dealing with that level of.
Yeah, so I was curious and I looked up the experience points in 5e for that kind of challenge rating.
Yep.
You're looking at like 10,000 experience points.
Yeah, that's a BBEG level encounter for sure. So that's what they're selling to us now with the Beholder. What are some of the more interesting trends that you saw between the different versions of the main version of the monster?
Okay, so it's really kind of funny because you guys will understand this, and hopefully people who are listening to this understand how things changed in between the editions, right? Their AC.
Armor class varied wildly.
So what was THACO for them?
Their THACO, hold on. THACO, I got nothing for first edition.
Right.
But THACO on AD&D and second edition AD&D, it has a list, and it's 45 through 49, 11, 50. And it looks like you had to roll out to see what its THACO was.
Okay.
Or its armor class changes depending on where you're trying to hit.
Oh, interesting.
It does. There's a different hit point pool for
like the eye stalks versus the body.
Main eye, body. You got to go at it piecemeal.
Interesting.
Because the AC for those three are 0, 2, and 7.
Oh, wow.
All three, yeah. So I have a feeling the 7 might be the actual body.
Uh-huh.
But I'm betting the 0 are the actual eyes. The 2 might be the actual eye stalks.
Makes sense, but none of that's easy to hit.
No. Well, it gets worse. Fourth edition, AC is 30 fucking 3.
Wow.
How
Dexterous blob.
Let's not worry about the hit points. You can't even hit the fucker.
Right. Run. Just run.
Yeah.
In 5th ed, it's 18, 2024, it's 18-2, which actually isn't bad.
No. That's you can at least hit.
Right. Now, first edition, I thought this was interesting. First edition, we're talking about attacks, okay? And we're going to attacks now. First edition and AD&D are 1 attack each, and it's an eye stalk, most likely.
Okay.
Second edition, 2 to 8 attacks, and those are eye stalks. Fourth edition is a bite, which is a plus 24 to hit.
So this thing is just amazingly dexterous. Like it's a super fast-moving, reacting, hard-to-hit blob with eyes.
Right. And 2 eye rays, and the bite is 2d6 plus 1.
Wow.
Fifth edition, yeah. 5th edition is you get a bite melee, which is plus 5 to hit, but it's 4d6.
Wow.
Piercing damage.
That's that great maw coming at you.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, do they have a beak in later editions? There's something
it's one of the other the eye tyrant, which is the undead one. It's got the teeth and it looks like it's got almost like a beak.
Oh, okay.
And
okay.
some other weirder ones, like I think not the Spectator, but there's a couple other ones that are weird ones. But
very cool.
So
5th edition.
Yeah, go.
hold on. So we got the bite melee, which is +5 to hit, 46 piercing. The eye raise, you get 3 of those within, as long as whatever it's looking at is with 120 feet, and you roll to figure out which eye stalks go.
Oh wow!
It's a random. If you're running the monster, it's a random on which effect from which stock.
Right. Now, 2024 went ahead and stuck to the same thing. Can use 3 eye rays, but its bite is +8. But that's only a 5-foot reach.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're not close to it, it can't bite you.
So kind of getting some distance and maybe going this thing with missile attacks for a while. It's got the anti-magic, but yeah, you don't really want to get into melee because the juice isn't worth the squeeze with that bite attack. Let me ask you this, because the statistics are so good as comparables. Where do you think the change has been for a DM's use of the monster in game from previous editions to now? Is it more consequential? Is it more difficult to run? And to back on that, how would you run a 5e 2024 modern version of a Beholder?
You could run it just like it'd just be like running a dragon, because you're going to have numerous attacks. You're going to have lair actions, which didn't exist
prior to 5e, right?
Yep.
Okay.
5e was lair, but it's really, really weird because of they can dream things into existence. It has a reality warping thing where the area around its lair turns into rough terrain, and it's like a 60-foot, 120 feet.
Oh wow!
50 feet square becomes slimy, so difficult terrain. Walls within 120 feet of the Beholder will send out grasping tentacles.
The walls will.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a lair action.
Yeah. Wow.
And
okay, so my takeaway is any version that you're playing in this, don't go against a Beholder.
Right.
Like, they're nasty.
And super intelligent. They're not just that lumbering hulk of a do big damage. They're tactician. They're political. They're and
intelligence starts off 15 to 16 from the first 3. 4th it goes to 22. 5th into 2024 it's 17.
Wow.
Right?
So it's
4th edition. I would not want to go up against that. It is nasty.
Do you feel, and I know that the combat mechanics were vastly different, do you feel that that's kind of where the OP peaked for the Beholder was 4th edition?
Yeah.
Sounds like it. That's so cool. I think you can glean so much from that.
And the bitch of the thing is that the only thing there's no immunities except you cannot make the thing prone.
You can't make it what?
You can't make it prone.
Prone.
Right.
Yeah, sure.
You can't. It flies.
Right.
Yeah.
It's going to land. It's going to orient straight up.
And you can't sneak attack.
Nope.
Right. So what did you find in this process that was fun for you to do? And is it something that you would be willing or want to apply to another monster in the same sort of bracket and mechanics?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I liked it. I do want to tell, there's one more thing I want to cover.
Definitely.
And that would be the eye stalk.
Okay.
Because they seem to, the first 3 versions are all the same. 4th gets yucky, but then the 5th edition and 2024 are the same thing.
Okay.
So I'm going to go with, I will read the first ones, which is, one of them is Charm Person, Charm Monster.
These are the eye stock effects for the
These
beholder.
are the spell effects for those eye socks.
Okay, perfect.
Number 3 is Sleep. 4 is Telekinesis up to 250 pounds.
Damn.
Right.
5th is Petrify, but you have to be within 30 feet.
Yeah, this thing's just nasty.
Yeah, it is. Disintegration is 6.
If we just want to get the job done in one go, let's disintegrate you.
Yeah. 7 is Fear. 8 is Slow. 9 is Cause Serious Wounds. And 10 is the Death Ray.
Well, sure. Why not add in a death ray?
And of course, as I said before, that main eye is that anti-magic cone.
I think it would be fun if it was cause ironic wounds.
So 4, here we go. This is ugly. So 4 is the I1 is Searing Ray.
Ooh.
2 is Withering Ray.
Lots of rays coming out here.
4 is Sleep. Or no, 3 is Sleep. 4 is Telekinesis.
Kyle.
5 is Hold. 6 is Confusion.
I like that one as a GM.
7 is Fear. 8 is Petrify. 9 is Death Ray. And then 10 is that Disintegration Ray.
Wow.
Now,
let's stay away from the disintegration ray. I mean, like, you can come back from death, but like, can you come back from disintegration?
yeah, you can, but you'd have to use True Resurrection. You can't.
How do you even like get gathered so someone can take you somewhere to do true resurrection?
You're supposed to cast Dustpan first. It's a combo spell.
Here's the thing. True
Just don't do prestidigitation.
Yeah. True Resurrection, you don't need a body.
Right, just bringing him back.
It's that high. That's that high of a spell. True Resurrection, you don't need a body.
Righty-o.
If it was, yeah. The last ones are in this, they're the same thing on for 2024 and 5th ed, and it's Charm Person, Paralyzed, Fear, Slow, Enervation.
What was that last one?
Enervation, I looked it up.
You did.
And I think it's like, it's cause wounds, basically.
I was going to say, it's a damage hit.
It's a damage hit. 6 is Telekinesis, 7 is Sleep, 8's Petrification, 9's that fucking Disintegrate Ray, and then, of course, 10, Death Ray.
Wild. So, and that's, I mean, if you go in there with a standard party, that's 2 eye stocks per PC.
Yeah.
Plus a mouth.
Right, yeah.
You're not going to have a good time.
Right, and the thing is, if you go in lair, the monster gets 3 legendary actions.
So they're putting it up on par with your biggest name monsters, getting all of the fun tricks and features reserved for the best ones.
Right. And on 2024, it gets 3 attacks after a foe takes a turn, including chomp, glare, or regain all of its raids.
That's wild. Yeah.
And it's also got legendary resistances.
Definitely writing one of those into your next session.
Yeah, don't give him such good ideas.
Hey, and that, my friends, is Beholder.
Yay. Very cool.
I feel so educated.
So last question.
Not nasty.
They are.
Not that we'll hold you to it, but if there were listeners that wanted this sort of process applied to another monster, would you be willing to do it?
Yeah, absolutely. I've got an empty chart waiting for my next monster.
Fantastic. Well, then we will count on our listeners who are probably listening to this on Patreon, unless we release it to the big feed later. Thank you once again for supporting us, and send us some notes on what monsters you would like to hear our Mechanics Maestro Bird break down from various editions of the game and compare and contrast the features, stats, and encounterability of a monster.
Very cool.
Thank you. I like doing this. This was fun.
This was a good time. As always, thank you for supporting us and listening. Find us on some social media sites.
Under Finding a Tori.
Yeah.
And there's a website.
www.wordleafmedia.com/findingatori.
And we just got all the promotions right.
Woo, woo.
All right. We're loopy.
Thanks
And
for joining us at the table, guys.
absolutely. But say bye, Bird, from remote locations.
Bye.
Bye, Bird.